While the 49ers have had a reputation for having one of the strongest teams across the entire NFL for years now, this offseason, their decision of not drafting a tackle was questioned. But after the draft, they picked up a tackle in Joey Fisher, and a lot of analysts had him actually going to the 49ers in the draft. So initially, it looked like the 49ers got the best of both worlds. They didn't have to spend a pick on a tackle, but they ultimately did get an offensive lineman. Joey Fisher looked like an absolute mauler that would be able to do great things in the NFL, even if he had to slide inside because of his short arms. The Niners also must have thought Fisher offered something special to them because they gave him a pretty decent sized contract for an undrafted free agent with guarantees. But after yesterday, the 49ers probably regret giving him that big contract, but also probably super happy they didn't pick him up in the draft because Fisher just wasn't able to even finish the practice. And it wasn't like it was too hot out there. It was 74, 75 degrees, and Fisher had to exit practice early due to heat-related issues and basically just couldn't do it. So while Fisher may have great blocking abilities, it won't matter, especially on the 49ers, because he'll be tired after the first drive. And I mean the drive to the stadium. But Fisher needs to prove he belongs in the NFL. And if he continues to miss these practices like this, he won't have a chance of making the 49ers practice squad, let alone roster. But despite that negative news, the 49ers somehow got out on top because they did find a pretty solid offensive lineman in Eli Manning. He was a left tackle from Hawaii for 5 years, and this guy looks the part. He's probably more of a guard or center, but he was the opposite of Fisher. He looked conditioned, had good movement. So let's dive a little bit deeper into Eli Manning. He had more than 40 career starts at the Rainbow Warriors. He also had a pass protect success rate of over 95% per Hawaii Athletics. To end this segment, let's talk about a quote Eli Manning said. This is when asked what type of offensive lineman he is, and this quote is from the draftnetwork.com. Eli Manning said this: "I'm passive aggressive. People always expect offensive linemen to be so aggressive. It's an aggressive position for sure. You have to be the first one to strike, but I enjoy doing both, run blocking and pass protecting. I can't imagine doing one without the other. I love run blocking and executing a double team. I love man blocks and outside zone. I love to pin and pull and all that kind of stuff. I love anything that requires athletic movement. In pass pro, I like to get out of my stance quickly. I set my feet and my base. I beat my man to his spot." So while the 49ers may have misjudged Fisher, it looks like they judged Eli Manning pretty well, which is good for an offensive lineman. Despite still not having a new tackle, it looks like the 49ers' faith in Colton McKivitz is strong. And while many people are questioning this and saying he's just not an NFL starter, the 49ers have kind of done this before. A lot of people questioned starting Aaron Banks' second year, how good he would be, but he turned out to be great. The same thing with their center, Brindle. He turned out to be phenomenal in Kyle Shanahan's offense. It just seems like Chris Forrester knows how to pick and develop these guys. And last year, he was able to even get a rookie to perform in Spencer Burford. It's also not that big of a surprise since the 49ers have been telling us all offseason how much they trust in Colton McKivitz and see him as a starter. But ultimately, those are just my thoughts on Joey Fisher not being able to finish the 49ers rookie minicamp, Eli Manning, and finally, Colton McKivitz most likely starting at right tackle. And I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked this video. Thank you guys so much.